And we do have a lucky guest here with us today because we are digging deep into the election results as everything kind of pours in later tonight. For more insight on the political landscape of the day, we turn to Dr. Eric Claville. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. He's the director of the Center for African American Public Policy at Norfolk State University and has been watching the campaigns for us very closely. So let's get right to it. I think the first question is voter turnout. A lot of people were saying they saw more lines in early voting than they are today. What are you thinking about all of that?
Well, early voting works, and that's what both parties have figured out. And with that, a lot of persons have cast their vote early, and we see the numbers, not as high as during COVID. However, a lot of persons have taken advantage of it. However, today, we do see a lot of persons that are going to cast their vote today for those that could not vote early or those that did not want to vote early. So voter turnout on the day of election is still very important.
And when it comes to when we may know about the results, I think that's the big question. Folks are like, should I be staying up late tonight? Should I just go to sleep, wake up tomorrow? What do we think about that?
I think tonight we will know who is in the commanding lead. I think we'll know whoever is in that commanding lead will be certified as the next president of the United States. However, because of the closeness of this race, the tightness in a lot of the battleground states, there are mandatory recounts that are going to take place. And also, due to false allegations of voter fraud and election policies for various jurisdictions, they're going to count these ballots meticulously to make sure that there are no mistakes. So I think by this weekend, we will know definitely.
By this weekend?
By this weekend, we'll know definitely. However, by tonight, by tonight, we will know who has that commanding lead.
All right. And then how do you think both presidential candidates will fare, and how will that affect some of the other bigger races we're following?
Well, we do know that this race, by many polls, have this race tight, and some split down the middle. With that being the case, it's going to boil down to the battleground states. We know there are 7 states that are in play. The Commonwealth of Virginia is not one of those. We do see since the first election of former President Barack Obama until now, 2020, we do see it as a reliable blue state. So the state looks to turn in favor of Harris. However, in North Carolina, we see that the state may flip toward the Republican candidate, former President Trump. With that being the case, we're looking at these 7 states, more specifically Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina is in there. But Pennsylvania is the big prize on this election cycle.
All right. And when it comes to a lot of things, people are concerned about safety in the coming days. What is maybe your bit of advice for people, or do people have a reason to really even feel concerned about any safety when it comes to either going to polling locations later today or as things develop later in the week?
Well, we do know that both local, state, and also federal officials are taking voter safety very seriously. There have been incidents, we've seen them reported across the country, but immediately law enforcement have been on top of it. So for the most part, our democracy is safe, our democracy is solid, and individuals for the most part can go vote without fear of intimidation and ensure that their vote is counted.
All right, Dr. Claville, we thank you so much.